Hello and welcome. We are here at Public Media Network. For tonight's show, we have our special guest from Ministry with Community. Please stick around. We will be right back. Hello and welcome. My name is Svetlana Stone, and you are watching Spotlight in a Zoo. Thank you for being here. We are pleased to have Kelly Henderson, Executive Director from Ministry with Community, here tonight to talk about how her organization empower people to make positive changes in their lives. And thank you for being here, Kelly, with us tonight.
You're welcome. Thanks for having us.
That's wonderful, yeah, that you agreed to come over to our show. How was your day?
It was a busy day, jam-packed as always, but good.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm eager to learn about your background and how you become involved with Ministry with Community.
Sure. I moved to Kalamazoo as a college student and got a degree in family sciences and bounced around from different jobs and landed at a nonprofit that it turns out I really love.
That's wonderful. So your degree in family sciences, you kind of had probably this feelings to help people, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, that was a big part of the program.
That's wonderful. And I'm curious to know and learn about your organization. What do you do and how it's all started?
So Ministry with Community started in the basement of North Presbyterian Church in 1978. And it was a group of folks who came together and saw a need of people on the streets and opened the doors to the church and said, come in and have a cup of coffee and a conversation. And it grew out of there into our own home on North Church Street in 1986 and continued to grow and evolve as the needs of our members changed over time. So we offer breakfast and lunch 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We also have private shower rooms, laundry facilities, personal care items, and a myriad of things to help folks who are struggling in our community.
This is wonderful. And it's important for our viewers to really understand the why aspects. What motivates you to do this type of work?
For me personally, it's the inherent worth and dignity of every person alive on this planet. We want to make sure that we're open and welcoming to anyone who's in crisis or in need to come through our doors and get the help that they deserve.
This is wonderful. And could you please tell me more about people to whom your organization serve, and what is your core value?
Our core values is really unconditional acceptance. We want folks who are struggling to come see us so we can help them along whatever path that they're journeying down. So we serve folks who may be experiencing homelessness, but also poverty, mental illness, substance use disorders, a myriad of challenges in their lives. They may be unemployed, underemployed, or one of the ALICE households in our community, and they need help to stretch that budget. And doing a load of laundry can be $6, so it can really make a difference in somebody's day.
It's wonderful. So you serve two different population, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful. And do you have a story to share that has been meaningful as you pursue your mission?
Yes. So there was a woman who had been coming to us for some years, and she finally got into housing with support from our program team staff and our service desk staff, and she went around the building, and gave everybody hugs and thanked them for how much they helped her take this next step in her journey to be self-sufficient. And it's just an amazing moment to see somebody really celebrate that.
So obviously it's a very touchful topic, but what do you feel when you see that somebody's life was changed because of you, because of the services you provide?
I feel immense gratitude for the support of this community, for the support that our whole staff shows to everyone who walks into our building, the relationships that are built over time, the greetings, the hugs, the pats on the back. It is overwhelmingly joyful to celebrate those moments with somebody.
That's wonderful. Um, I would like to ask you, what kind of events or activities does the Ministry with Community hold throughout the year?
Yes, so we have two main events. Our underwear party is in December every year, and that's where we collect donations of new underwear, socks, hats, gloves, scarves, the warm winter wear that we need in Michigan. We also have Chefs Against Hunger, which is typically in March, and that's kind of a cooking competition where local chefs and celebrities in our community get together and make a 3-course meal with ingredients from our pantry, so it's really fun. And then every year we have an open house where our doors are open to everyone every day of the year anyway, but we specifically invite community members to come in and see our space and meet the folks that we serve and our staff.
So, and what is the format of this, like, parties? You said you inviting like celebrities to cook for your party. Who they are? Is it like the local chefs?
Yes, so for Chefs Against Hunger, we have local chefs from different restaurants, from 10 different restaurants who participate with us. And then we pair them with other folks in our community who help us raise funds to provide our services. And it really showcases the meal service that we do every single day of the year and the challenges that our cooks face in providing those meals for sometimes up to 300 or 400 folks.
You also probably have entertainment for them, right?
We do.
Who do you invite for?
We have volunteers who come in to play the piano, to play guitar and sing. We've had Western Michigan University students come in and perform in a jazz trio. So it's really open in the ways that we provide that kind of lunchtime entertainment.
This is fun. This is kind of led me to next question. Does your organization have a strong volunteer base? And if so, how would one get involved?
Awesome. That's a great question. We have more than 120 volunteers in each week period. They help us serve breakfast, serve lunch, work at the service desk, help answer phones, work with our social work team, helping members come in and connect with the services that they need, and also gleaners who go out in the community and pick up donations from area businesses like Water Street or Starbucks who are donating food items to us. So you can go on our website, ministrywithcommunity.org. There's a volunteer application there, and also outline some of the opportunities for individuals or even groups.
This is wonderful. And how can people connect with Ministry with Community? And what community can do to help with the work you are doing?
Yes, so you can find us at ministrywithcommunity.org. That's all spelled out. We're also on Facebook and Twitter. So if that's your social media platform, you can find us there. And or give me a call, stop in for a tour. I would love to see more folks come down and be engaged with the work that we do.
So you also can provide a tour for the people who are interested in volunteering?
Yes, yep.
For you. This is wonderful. So thank you for being here with us today, and we will learn more about Ministry with Community right after the short break. And thank you for watching us. Please stick around. We will be right back.
Music education has several academic, social, and developmental benefits. In terms of academic benefits, involvement in music increases memorization skills and improves test scores. Music students are more empathetic, make friends more easily, and have greater self-confidence than those who are involved in music.
I've been in a lot of friends to orchestra, which is nice. It's nice that we all have this common thing that we all do.
Improved coordination and fine motor skills, in addition to increased discipline, patience, and creativity, are all developmental benefits of musical involvement.
Music has impacted me in a sort of way that I can't really describe, even in just words. It's my entire life.
Welcome back to Spotlight in a Zoo. For those of you who just tuned in, we are here at Public Media Network with Kelly Henderson, Executive Director from Ministry with Community, and her colleagues coming up. Thank you for being here with us. And thank you for coming, and we would like to learn more about your organization and the things you are doing for the community. So, and I would like to start with you, Phil. Could you please introduce yourself and tell us about the impact you're having in the community and how your organization influences people's life?
Sure. Thank you for the invitation today. I started at ministry in the year 2000. Started as a sort of a post-retirement job, and now it's 19 years since I've been working there. Prior to that, my background in education was in counseling and international studies. And so I viewed this as a different opportunity, and we started out very basically with what we call the Basic Life Skills program, and it just took off. And right now we have a wonderful staff of social workers. We have a manager that works over us, with us, Don Jones, who's not able to be here today. So we serve the members, who we call our population people that we see as members, and we'll see people for, I think that's particularly unique, I think, about ministry, is that we put so much emphasis on the way we welcome people. We realize that many of the folks we see are disempowered or don't feel significant enough in this world to be able to get things done that need to get done. So we're there as that connection, that place to come. And with our staff, we'll address issues like substance abuse, employment, housing, health-related problems, clothing, food. Sometimes it's just a matter of a place for people to talk, to have someone listen, because they have no one. And when they turn to someone else, many times they don't particularly want to hear it because they've got so many issues of their own. So it's a welcoming place. It's meant to be a place that receives people and accepts them, and to develop a friendship, get to know people on a first-name basis, and then begin to make little steps towards some kind of goal that they've established for themselves. Sometimes the goal is simply to be someone to talk to establish a relationship with someone, because their world is tough. They've got a lot of burdens, a lot of really tough things to deal with.
And it's probably very joyful to see that you've done something for somebody like Kaylee. Share with us the story about the lady who was able to receive housing. And also I found really fine citation on your website, and it was written by you. I just want to read a little bit, so let our viewers understand that's not only you impact people's lives, but their lives impact yours. And
that's so true.
So there is something powerful that happens when you serve someone without expectation, just to help lighten someone's sorrows and burdens. No amount of material wealth or status can match that connection and joy. So why do you feel that way, guys?
Well, if I could just interject a couple things. One is, in my memory, the things that stand out to me are one of the instances where we sent someone to treatment for substance treatment, and we may have done that 2 or 3 or 4 times because we're relentless in our push for that help. And to see someone walk in the building that you honestly don't recognize, to see that kind of transformation is just amazing. The other thing is the simplicity of someone coming and getting a pair of socks and having tears in their eyes, because to them that pair of socks means everything. So anyway, there are multiple examples.
It's just the small things that make the big differences. Thank you so much, Phil.
Sure.
Thank you. And Megan, thank you for joining us. And as I understand, you are a volunteer operations coordinator with organization. Would you please share with us your involvement and how you started? And tell us about the need for some volunteers opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having us today. I moved to Kalamazoo in 2017. We actually fell in love with Kalamazoo and wanted to move here. My background is in nonprofit. And so I was looking into what opportunities there were and found Kalamazoo, or found Ministry with Community, and fell completely in love. It was the first job I got as soon as we moved here, and I don't have any plans to leave. It's truly a family together working there with our staff, our volunteers, and our members. So I do the volunteered operations piece of it. Volunteers, as Kelly mentioned, we have over 120 volunteers every weekend.
Yep.
And some of those service opportunities are in the computer lab, helping to write a resume, helping to fill out a job application, doing a job search. We have a phone room that we have our volunteers answering the phone. We allow our members, those we serve, to use our phone number as their own. And so they're answering those phone calls that come in and paging out so that they can get that call that's necessary. We have people that are working behind the front desk, serving our members, helping them to check their mail, because we all let our members use our address as their own so they have a safe place to get their mail, to do laundry, to take showers, just to answer questions, get them directed to social work. We have a lot of our members also volunteer, and they're learning job skills through volunteering. Some of those we hire eventually. We have meal service volunteers. We really look at pride and dignity in the community that we're serving and want people to feel that sense of belonging. And so we do restaurant-style lunch where we have bread, butter on the table, salad to pass, juice, water, and then the plates are actually served by groups of volunteers to the table, just like you would have in a restaurant.
This is wonderful to speak about serving the food. I found some statistic on your website, and you served in 2018 157,000 meals. That's amazing number. So I just would like to ask you, could you please tell our viewers how anyone who in need or need your help can find you? Where, guys, you are located?
Yeah, so we are on 500 North Edward Street. We're right behind Shakespeare's Pub, if you're familiar with that location. Anyone can walk through the door, so there's no criteria that you have to meet. We want every person to be able to feel comfortable walking in. We welcome all people of all backgrounds, all races, genders. Just come in and let us know that you have a need, and we're happy to serve you.
And as I understand from the conversation that we had previously, so it's not only for the people who is hungry or he need like pair of sex. There are also you have people who need just communication, just somebody to talk or and socialize, which is very important aspect of every human life. Mm-hmm. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
So people would not think that it's only I'm in need and they can come to you. But
some people might be coming in for companionship.
Right.
For me, I deal with a lot of our volunteers that come in. We have the absolute best volunteers in Kalamazoo. It's not a one-stop, just volunteer for a couple hours on the most part. Most people are coming back because they feel that sense of family that we have. You take so much more from it through the service. I moved here and came from a small town. I've learned so much just culturally being at ministry with the diversity that we have, people's stories that are just amazing backgrounds, people that are there that nobody ever thinks that they're going to end up needing a meal in a homeless shelter when they grow up. And it just is outstanding, the support that we get for that and the stories that you can hear from other people.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing. And Melrose, thank you for joining us. Could you please share your journey with ministry, with community, and what is your role in this organization?
And first of all, my journey with ministry goes back almost 9 years because I was a single dad. You know, I had just had a baby, and I got full custody of him. He was 4 days old, and I had to do a lot of life changes for me. And I needed help. You know, I was 44 years old with a 4-day-old baby, and I had to raise this baby. So somebody had told me about ministry with community. I've been living here since '79, but I never knew about ministry. So when I went down there, I needed Pampers. You know, I needed help with getting my baby clothes. I needed help with daycare. I needed help with getting my birth certificate and everything. And the social work team took me in and literally just helped me get all of this. You know what I'm saying? There was times that I had to use the facilities for showers for me and my infant, you know. And over the course of time, I built my resume down there. And I started seeking employment. When I did find employment, I didn't have the shoes to work to get, you know what I'm saying, the non-slip shoes. And I went and talked with Mr. Phil. And Phil, you know, took me and bought me a pair of shoes, you know what I'm saying? And with them shoes, I ain't stopped running. You know, I worked that job, but, you know, I had to leave that job because of babysitting and different things like that. So I needed something close by. And I used to be down at the ministry every day. If it wasn't nothing but just to be down there, to talk with friends, to be around other people playing cards, you know what I'm saying? I needed to eat, you know, and I utilized all of their services. And my thinking was, I'm down here every day, let me put in an application for ministry. So during that course, I put an application in as a dishwasher. And I got that job, you know, as a dishwasher. I left my other jobs, you know, because it was closer, and I needed this support at that time because my life was spiraling. I got this little baby, you know, I'm trying to pay my bills, and things had got real tight for me. It was, man, I was almost finna be evicted. And this job came right at that time. And, you know, I utilized every aspect of ministry. When they gave me the opportunity to rebuild my life, you know, I didn't take it for granted. I went in there and washed them dishes. I cleaned that kitchen, you know what I'm saying? And it was humbling to me just to be in a position now. I'm back in the work field and everything, and I got this infant son, and he has somebody he can look up to and say, at least my daddy go to work. So it eventually evolved in us moving to a new building. And it was a thing going around in ministry. We had buttons made up. Are you going to make it there? You know what I'm saying? To the new building. And, you know, I really believed in what ministry was doing because of the assistance they gave me. And I was used to jobs like I'm driving forklifts, unloading trucks and different things, but this kitchen bug came. So I took pride in that job, and I mean, I took real pride, and I worked every aspect of it, learned everything about it. And when we got to the new building, I was approached by my supervisor, Janet Carpus, and she asked me, did I want to be the lead person? Because she see I come to work, I want to do better for me, better for my life, and I'm from this community. All the people that we serve, our members that we serve, I went to school with them. I see them at our community stores every day. I walk, I talk with them. They know my children. I know their mothers and fathers. You know what I'm saying? They know my parents. So it was a win-win for me, you know. And eventually, I became the kitchen manager.
That's wonderful.
And, you know, with that, I've never really managed, you know, employees, but I learned, and I'm still learning as I speak. And you know, a lot of people use the term manager. You know, even though I'm the kitchen manager, I still consider myself a member first of Ministry with Community, because I still, to this day, sometimes it might get tight and I have to use them services. Me and my son go down. We eat breakfast sometime before school, you know what I'm saying? We might eat lunch. And, you know, it helped build me back up. It's been times in my life where I was going through a lot of personal things, and I can go talk to Phil, I can talk to Megan. We got an open door policy. That's what I love about ministry. We real transparent. It ain't no big eyes and little U's with us. You know, we're a family. If one of us missing today, oh, wait a minute, Megan ain't here, what's going on? But, you know, that's just like my son now. He's in that giving spirit. I brings him down to the job and he works with us. He, you know, comes in, he help dry silverware sometimes. And just to be his role model is what I love. And I'm so grateful for ministry for helping me rebuild my life. You know, we have so many different people that donate to us. I prepared almost 500 meals a day, you know, 250 in the morning, 200 at night. I have a staff of 7, 8, somewhere like that. And even within that fold, you know, we get healthy donations from Costco. We get healthy donations from Hunger for Christ. We get donations from Loaves and Fishes just to feed our community. And you know, it's very humbling to go and approach someone who may have difficulties just because the situation ain't.
Right.
I'm more than just a kitchen manager, because sometimes I could be a counselor. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I might need counseling. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have people that come in and say, Melrose, I'm just hungry. I need a sandwich. I need a sack lunch. We provide sack lunches for people that work. You know, if you don't have money to, you know what I'm saying, buy you a lunch and you need to take a lunch, come see us. You know what I'm saying? We provide sack lunches. It's just one organization that I really, really believe in, you know, from top to bottom. And I'm not one of them people that you can easily influence, but this here organization is unlike any other. You know, I would ask anybody in Kalamazoo, come volunteer, come walk through our doors, come see what we're about. Just look, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just, we the giving people. Everything is free. It don't cost no money. You know what I'm saying? Come, ask, and we're going to try to get you there.
That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing your story. Especially, it's very valuable that you were both sides on the other, and now how your life changed. You are now 9 years with this organization, right? About 9 years.
I'm 5 years employed.
Employed, yeah.
9 years,
But
4 years using their services and continuing.
And it's also helped you to build a trust. You said you're not easy to the person that could be influenced. So probably the first time you walk in, you are not knowing what to expect. But I can see the joy when you speak. I'm sure that our viewers also notice the spark in your eyes when you talk about this organization. I see your colleagues. I cannot, you can see that you truly, truly enjoy what you are doing.
Yes,
and you are thankful for this organization are doing for people and done for you. So this is wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for sharing. And I would like to continue with you, Megan. On your website, I found that you do outreach representative. Could you please share us more about this? You provide the opportunities to meet with representatives of organization. And why do you think it is important, besides the provide the helps that you providing for the people, why do you think it's important to meet
Have people coming
right
to us.
have coming
yeah.
to your organization?
So we say we're really good generalists. We can provide those services that are, necessary right at the front line, with the showers, with the laundry and stuff. But we know that we're not going to be the best at getting someone housing, and so we're connecting them to Housing Resource Corporated or other organizations, or if they need meals with Loaves and Fishes, and that's what they do, and that's what they're really good at doing. And so we want to bring those organizations. We have a Loaves and Fishes pantry in our building. We want to bring those organizations to the people we serve because we have that in common. And then sometimes people can't necessarily get across town to get to those organizations. And so having their representatives in our space just is a better way of service. When we built our new building, we actually built a space designated for those outside organizations to come in and to meet with our members and to have a private space to do so.
Thank you so much. And Phil, I would like to ask, what organizations or people do you collaborate, and how do you reach the people who need help?
Well, that's a great question.
The one thinks that they are coming, but
Yeah.
there are a lot of other people who are in need.
We're so interdependent in the community in so many ways. We're the tipping point sometimes for where the questions are asked, the needs are laid out for us, and then we reach out to other organizations. The faith-based community is hugely supportive of us. The volunteer base, of course, is huge, but community mental health, housing resources, the Deacons Conference, the Gospel Mission, all of these organizations work in some degree or another with us, and we call on them to help us, because we cannot, as Megan was saying, we can't do this ourselves. We have to work collaboratively to make it all happen. And the gifts that come are a result of the gifts that are so freely given, without expectation of something in return. There's something about, as I was trying to quote in here there's
Yep.
something about the nature of the work, about serving people, that changes your whole way you are in the world. It's a hard thing to explain away, but once you're in that space, then the problems and concerns that you individually have don't seem like such a big deal. And so it's an amazing blessing for anyone who can participate in that whole process.
It changes the way that you lay down at night when you're ready to go to bed and you're covering yourself up with blankets and you've got a soft pillow under your head, to think about the people that you talk to today that aren't in that situation. It makes you really grateful for all of the little things.
And probably your volunteers experience the same thing. Can you see the changes when they
Absolutely.
started, before
yeah.
and after?
Yeah, we get to see, like I said, most of our volunteers come back to
Yeah, you mentioned
volunteer
that, yep.
again. And it changes you. I say there's magic in that building. There's something about it that it just really opens your eyes. And we've had volunteers who want to learn more and they want to serve in different areas, or they want to know what more they can do, how they can serve. They're bringing their neighbors and their friends and they're sharing our story. We have just so many volunteers in every single week, but we've got more than 10,000 people who have been through our doors that are in our database of lives that we've been able to change and influence. And some of our members volunteering. I've witnessed our members beginning to volunteer and not having, I'm thinking about a specific member, Ray. Ray came in and he wouldn't talk to anyone and he kept his head down and he was shy. And he just really he was like a puppy that had been kicked too many times. And we talked to him, we got him volunteering, just serving at our welcome desk, saying hello to people as they walked in the door. And we found out that that was the first time people would look him in the eye and say hello. And before long, he's walking through the back halls saying good morning to all of us. And he's got housing now. He's got his own apartment. He's doing fantastic. But sometimes it just takes that investment of a companion to do that. And so our volunteers that are from the community are volunteering alongside people who are also struggling in the community. And it's such a good marriage. And like there's nothing that compares to the magic that happens at ministry.
Yes, wonderful. And to recap, could you please remind our viewers about Ministry with Community mission and their core value, and how can people support your organization?
Yeah, so our mission is empowering people to make positive life changes. We do that through the meal service, through the social service works, but really we want to make sure that every person that walks through our door, every human being knows that they are loved, that there's hope out there, that we want to give them a sense of pride, dignity, and so that's really what's going to change a life. If you want to support us, there's always the volunteer opportunities to come in. We are a nonprofit though, and so we are funded through donor dollar. We do get some grants and stuff, but the individual donor is our biggest sponsor and supporter. And so just sending a check, whether it's $5 or it's $5,000, every piece of that helps us. We could not do it, and some people can't come and volunteer. Some people don't have the time in their schedules, but they can support what we're doing through that financial donation. And we could not do it without our volunteers and our donors.
And could you please again remind where are you guys located?
500 North Edward Street, right behind Shakespeare's Pub.
Thank you. Thank you. So, well, this has been a great opportunity to learn about Ministry with Community and the impact they're having in the community. Please stick around. We will be right back. Well, what a great video about building a garden. Thank you so much for sharing with us, and thank you for coming. I have learned a lot about you guys and about your organization and what you are doing with the community. Thank you again for finding a time and come over and share about the great things you're doing for people. Well, this concludes this month's edition of Spotlight in a Zoo. If you want to know more about Ministry with Community, please check this information below. And if you know someone or would like to participate in our show, please contact the Public Media Network. Thank you for being with us, and see you next time.